Welcome friends. My name is Collrane, or Collrane Tarot here on YouTube. My pronouns are they, them, and today we are going to explore and uncover more about what your animal guides are trying to express to you. So these are, disclaimer, not spirit animals, because if you're looking for cultural appropriation, find a different channel. But these are going to be guides of the essence of the animal spirit that you're connecting with. So this is talking about the soul or the spiritual core, or that energetic frequency, I guess, of a certain animal species. And so I want to also provide you with a little bit of insight into how this might apply to you. If you are someone that, let's say you have a very specific guide, they may not come through just because of the limitations of like the certain decks that I used or what have you. So please, if you have like a certain fish guide, for example, that you know about, and I pull a card that has like a koi fish on it or something, and you're, maybe more drawn to goldfish or whatever, apply it how it resonates for you. So, because there are so many different species and they're going to be culturally specific, so depending on the type of cards or the type of animals in the cards, they're going to be a bit limited, but I'm going to try and keep it open. So, anyway, just to get through that disclaimer. I'm going to introduce the piles. So here we have pile 1 with this purple kind of mussel shell. Pile 2 with this rose quartz piece. Pile 3 with this green shirt. Pile 4 with this dragon stone. Pile 5 with a labradorite, and pile 6 with this petrified wood in the shape of what I think is a bear. When you're ready, go to your pile. The timestamp will be in the description, so I'll see you there. Hello pile 1, if you selected this mussel shell or pile 1 just really stood out to you, we're gonna get into your reading. So you may have chosen more than one pile. I don't know why I'm being called to share that, but some of you are going to, have bits and pieces of this that is true for you, or all of it may be true for you. So, yeah, I was thinking about smoke cleansing. Why don't we do that? I'm using cedar. Okay. So let's get into your reading. Pile 1. This card is going to show me, this is from the Oriens Animal Tarot. This is going to show me what's going on, what main animal guide you have. And we have the King of Pentacles here with the bull. So you may be a Taurus or have some strong Taurus in your chart. You don't have to. Or you maybe have a lot of friends who are Taurus, or have strong Taurus placements as well. There's something about this energy that's strong and almost timid, which is interesting, but it does feel as though you can get down to business when you need to, pile 1. So this animal guide, may be any form of like hooved animal as well, but there's something about it that is strong, like non-harm, wants you to really focus on controlling your anger as well. So allowing yourself to funnel or channel that passionate energy into something that benefits your overall well-being and the progress in your life as well. Maybe developing skills. So some of you may be students, others may be teachers, or in some form of like relaying knowledge as a profession. But there's something about this where you're being kind of sculpted by the universe into this vessel for abundance, for wealth, for maybe not just like monetary things, but like a wealth of knowledge, like this prosperous type of energy of being able to create a lineage in a way. So let's get a look at these two cards are from the Flowers from the Dead Oracle, and these are going to describe two other traits of your animal guides, because I do believe that we have more than one often. And so this is describing kind of what all of the animal spirits that work with you, what their general theme is going to be. So you may have actually a strong connection to the bee and the shark, or it may be, you know, insects or pollinator type animals, and some kind of predatory fish. I wouldn't say that this is maybe going to be a more prey type animal for the shark here. But please take it how it resonates. So the shark here says solitude, anxiety, and the bee says hard work and success. So with these two together, I think this is just emphasizing that whatever animal guides you have around you right now are really wanting to bolster your resume, I almost want to say, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be that they really want to give you the skills that you need for the future. I feel like a lot of you are not quite where you want to be in your career, in your sense of establishing your life purpose. I almost feel like out of breath in this pile, which is so strange. I'm gonna like invite you to take a deep breath for a moment, pile one. But it feels like there's this kind of energy where you want to go back and forth between being slow and patient, and dedicated and, you know, disciplined. And then on the other side, you want to put in a lot of effort, be really busy, like that bee energy. And I also feel that your guides really want you to enjoy life. And I had a physical confirmation on that from my guides. So there is something about wanting to set yourself up for luxury in the future. And that's why you may feel like my life isn't luxurious right now. But I do feel like for you, pile one, there is something about overcoming challenges as well. So this shark energy almost feels quite different from the rest of your guides. It may be that, you know, the bee and the bull, or however those manifest for you, are a bit more aligned with each other, whereas the shark is, you know, maybe in a completely different realm of your life. So whereas this may be in career and maybe self-care or something like that, maybe even caring for children if you have children, these guides are going to be more connected to your alone time, your personal relationship with your emotions or yourself. So there's something that the shark guide wants to show you about how your anxiety has maybe been controlling the decisions that you've been making, and limiting you from really soaking in this like prosperity that's aligned for you. So let's see the place that this guide is taking you to, or maybe where they come out the most. And this is from the Mindscapes Tarot by John Bryce. And this card, the Magician, is interesting because it shows that they're pulling you down into the depths of your own subconscious, your own psyche. And the Magician is showing as well that you have the ability to manifest exactly what you need for yourself in your life, pile one, and do it in a way that feels aligned with you and aligned with what you view wealth as. So if this is a wealth of emotional stability, if this is wealth based on, you know, actual financial, material comfort, I'm not necessarily seeing this as a greed thing or an excess, but it's more of being able to accept this as well. And it feels like these guides are wanting to bring you into a cavern of your own understanding, this deeper experience of connecting with what the earth has to offer for you as well. And this is something from like deep within your own emotional self, I feel, especially with the shark here. And it seems like you're able to really take everything that you've been given, even the hardships, the heartache, and turn it into something that is opening you up to prosperity. And so, Pile 1, you have a lot of ability to go after your dreams, whatever this may be, at this point in your life. And so it's really important that you believe in your goals as well. So this card is going to represent, this is from a deck that I created called Apocalyptic Theater, and this is representing how your animal guides see you at this moment. And they see you as resurrectio mortuum, or raising the dead. So there's something about, again, for some reason, a lot of you have a very complicated or important relationship with your family. Maybe you're a parent, or maybe you are just kind of the torchbearer of your family in a way, like you have carried down a lot of traditions, or really been the one to kind of, maybe a lot of you are like very, not traditional, but you share a lot of interests to your parents or grandparents or aunts, uncles, that kind of a thing. You kind of have brought the tradition down in a way, and that's why it feels like you're raised. They're talking about you as being raised, the dead that is raised. Sorry. But yeah, there's something about like you're the one who speaks the truth. Your ambitions are doing some kind of, I want to say like dirty work for your ancestors, but it's not like necessarily bad. It's more of like you're cleaning up their messes in a way. So some of you maybe want to continue something that a parent or, you know, someone in your family did before you, or you're going into a similar line of work to really transmute and do almost better than what they did or what they couldn't do. And if that's not the case, your guides just see you as someone who is really humble and can understand the kind of origins of how people behave or why they're behaving that way. And you're able to call forth from almost like an unseen realm the things that you need in your life in order to fix or heal what's been broken as well. So finally, this is the activation that this guide wanted to bring to you through this reading, and this is the from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle by Lone, and this is card 17, Consciousness. So the Consciousness card says, the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. So this is, I feel, getting you in touch with your desires, understanding what the consciousness of desire represents for you, how this holds a unique frequency in your life, and it enables you to manifest as well. And so that's why it says we can focus our attention on the multidimensional aspects. And so I feel this guide is really wanting to get you to focus your attention on things that feel productive or enchanting for you in a way, like something that really gets your attention in a positive way to help you to face some of the anxieties rather than maybe focusing your attention on anxiety or things that didn't work out. This guide really wants to pull your consciousness towards growth, prosperity, recognizing that there's a multitude of opportunities always available to you. So that's all I'm getting for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Leave me a like and subscribe as well. And keep an eye out for my videos in the future. Bye, friend. Greetings, pile 2. If you selected this rose quartz, this is your animal guide reading. So I'm going to set this over here. This rose quartz is a really beautiful piece. It actually has a lot of like striations and fragmentations inside of it. I don't know if you can see when I move it in the light, but there's like little glimmers and glitters in it, and it's just catching my attention and mesmerizing me. So I feel that this group is quite sentimental, and you like to notice the finer things in life. You may really enjoy glitter or things that kind of sparkle, things that just have a raw sense of natural beauty to them. And yeah, I don't know why that's coming through. Maybe your animal guides are really wanting to get you to pay attention to the beauty around you and the love around you and feel that that's there. But yeah, we're going to start with a card from the Oriens Animal Tarot, and this is going to describe in general what guide or animal guide wants to come through. So this is the Ace of Swords with the Swan, so very much in alignment with that rose quartz energy. The swan represents, purity. It also represents that true love. It represents kind of grace and serenity as well, because there's a peaceful energy about the swan. The swan, as a guide, wants to show you where you've romanticized things in your life, but also wants to show you where that romanticism is justified, where things, maybe we need to be a bit more grateful for them, or recognize how beautiful they are, and appreciate that beauty and cherish that beauty. So yeah, the swan is a beautiful guide to have, as well as being aligned with the energy of the Ace of Swords. This is air energy, so some of you may be air signs or may have a strong need to work with the element of air. There's something about needing to see a situation in a new way. And as I'm doing this, I'm smoke cleansing with some cedar, so it may be that a lot of you need to get more in the habit of smoke cleansing your aura or your energy field, if that's something that you feel aligned with doing, or maybe even cleaning your house as well. So just getting the ability to bring in some new consciousness, some new energy of thought or the mind. This card from the Flowers from the Dead Oracle, the rat, this is describing some other animal guides that are potentially working with you. And the rat says purge and simplify. So what was I just talking about cleansing the aura, cleansing the space? For some of you, if you carry a bag around with you a lot, that really needs to be cleansed out. Pulling out old papers, receipts, old trash, things like that. Even your car, if you do have a car, anything that's like a personal belonging really needs an extra cleanse right now for you, pile 2. This is going to allow you to see that there's a lot of love energy in your life, and you're actually radiating quite a bit of attractive energy as well. And so part of what the rat is implying is that sometimes we need to cleanse a certain thing in order to make a space for something new to come in. So the rats survive on very little. They remind us to be kind of thrifty with our belongings, with our resources as well. And so yeah, there's something about maybe if you have like a really complex routine or a lot of products or something that you use, like that can be a beauty thing. This rat is saying like, hey, why don't we not hoard everything? Why don't we allow ourselves to find grace and simplicity? And that's why I think I said that the swan represents purity, because that's not necessarily a word that I like to use all that often, because it can imply some weird things. But purity in its like uh, I wanted to say pure essence or pure sense, but like in its true sense, is talking about something that's kind of simplified, right? So yeah, I think that's pretty clear and cool. Let's move on to where, or like a place that this guide wants to bring you to, or these guides want to direct you to. And this is the Tower. And this card is from the Mindscapes Tarot. So there's something here about this guide really wanting you to see how certain routines in your life maybe aren't serving the way that you want to experience love. So this can, for a lot of you, mean that, you know, there are ways of treating yourself that don't align with how you would like to be treated by other people. So I'm actually thinking about something that I was reading yesterday. I was reading the Four Agreements, and the author, I remember his first name's Miguel. I think it's Miguel Ruiz, but I will put that in the description for you. Anyway, he was talking about how when we treat ourselves a certain way, we can assume that, you know, other people are abusing us, or kind of reinforce that story even in the past and talk about someone abusing us, but not recognize that there are ways that we abuse ourselves that allow for us to be in those situations or accept that behavior from someone, because, you know, it's not as bad as the way that we're treating ourselves, actually. So everything I think he was trying to say comes from this sense of self-worth, sense of understanding of what we deserve, and this narrative that we've told ourselves and believed about our ability to exist in the world. And I think that the Tower is representing that there's some kind of foundation that you're operating from that needs to, like the rat suggests, be purged, simplified, or made into something that's a bit more graceful, less bulky, because it feels like you're attached to a lot of energy that's almost excess in terms of your sense of self and just getting around. And it may feel like you've reached some kind of a point of like blockage, or your energy is just really low. Your light may feel like dampened. It may be really difficult for you to reach kind of, you know, that point of like laughing so hard you cry, or being able to share freely with people, because there's some kind of like thing that's getting in the way. So this card is from Apocalyptic Theater, which is my deck that I created. And this card's going to describe how this guide sees you right now. And we have the Themis card, which means justice. And this is the 8th card. So interesting, because this is 16. So 8 may be a significant number for you, because 16 is just 8 doubled. But the Themis card talks about someone who's really willing to sacrifice something. So in my deck, this is focused on the stages of Jesus's life into how we, in our modern day, experience religious or spiritual belief. And this card talks about the stage in the Jesus story where there's a baptism. And so the baptism represents being made into a vessel, right, to carry spiritual or divine inspiration. And so there's something about, maybe some of you actually are readers yourselves, or you're someone who just naturally is really connected to spirit and wants to bring that kind of wisdom and information. And it's interesting that the sword is mirrored again, just a single sword by itself as well. So there's something where you're maybe needing to step into your power and use a little bit more of a direct action in a certain situation, or use your words a bit more directly. So some of you may be the type of person who, you know, inserts a little kind of when you're actually meaning really, you know, like you may water down what you're trying to say to someone just to make it a bit more palatable for them. And this guide is really wanting you to be solid in where you are and stand your ground, and not waver on what you mean or leave room for subtext. If you mean something, I think that you need to say it. And I think that that's part of what purging can be too, is being honest and not carrying around so many like so much mental chatter about a situation. So for some of you, this is going to be a very specific person and you already know what I'm talking about. For others of you, it's just being more direct in many areas of your life and really asking for what you need. Because the Justice card is, getting what we deserve. So finally, this card from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle is representing an activation that this guide wants to bring to you right now. So the image is an important part of the activation. You can look at it for a little bit. But this card is authority. So again, being really clear about what you want. And as I say that, my throat acts up to show that there's this, energy that needs to be expelled from the throat chakra. That's going to help with any blockages you may have as well. Just balancing and allowing that to flow. But the authority card, it says the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. And I think that really shows this perfect balance between the rat and the swan, because usually those are two energies that, one may be seen as sneaky, underhanded, even kind of cute and cuddly, which is very different than this kind of graceful, ethereal, water-based kind of energy of the swan. And so it's just interesting that there's this powerful, directed, and realized aspect that is being juxtaposed with the receptive, wise, and loving. And I feel like both of these guides do have that dualistic nature to them where they could be seen as both. So, yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, Pile 2. This was a great honor to read for you today. Thank you so much. All of my information is in the description. Please like, share, subscribe, anything you want, comment as well. And I will see you in another video, my friend. I'm sending so much love to you. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. If you selected this green shirt, this is your animal guide reading. So I'm just quick smoke cleansing with some cedar to cleanse out any energy left over from the second pile, unless of course you're coming from the second pile. Hello, you're welcome to be here. But anyway, Pile 3, I'm going to start with your cards and get right into your reading. So this card is representing your main animal guide that wants to come through today. Again, you can adapt it to whatever guide you may know you have that's similar to this, or this may be a new guide that you're not quite connected with yet. But this is from the Oriens Animal Tarot. So you got the Empress, and this is a crane, I believe. So with all these lilies in the background and the moon, this is a very interesting energy. It's interesting because your energy feels very like the crone type of archetype. So you may be an older person, you may be somebody that has a lot of wisdom or knowledge stored within your own body, within yourself, within your ancestral lineage as well. You may have, you may do some kind of like magic that has to do with like an ancestral lineage, or you may have quite a few deities that are quite old that you work with, or even spirit guides in general. These don't have to be specifically deified, but there's something about you're working with higher spiritual entities, whether you do it consciously or unconsciously. You're quite awakened to your own power and mystery with that gigantic full moon behind this animal, as well as the crane being kind of this representation of the higher spiritual mind, ability to spiritual journey, things like that. I do want to pull out the guidebook. That may be what you're hearing in the background, because I really do want to see what the actual intention behind this animal in this card is, because I want to confirm for you. Oh, it's a stork. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing. The stork represents, beauty, sensuality, new life, basically. And the stork represents yeah, like when two people want to create life together, or more than two people, depending on what kind of family dynamic is going on. But when people want to create new life together, the stork kind of represents that creation and helps to bring it to fruition. So the Empress card here, I feel, is showing that space of the unknown, the space of creation that is getting ready or gearing up to present you with something new in your life. And for a lot of you, this is going to be some kind of, I feel like, spiritual abilities. So this card from the Flowers from the Dead Oracle is going to represent another potential animal guide that may be working with you. And this is the bear. So the bear says strength and confidence, and as an aside, it has a little fish. And I believe that both of these animals would consume a diet mostly of fish, so you may also have a fish guide, or work closely with the archetype of a certain fish, potentially a salmon for some of you, or some kind of like river minnow. But yeah, I feel that this bear wants to bring in that energy of strength and confidence to show you that, like the moon, because it is connected to lunar cycles and that ability to hibernate as well, there's something about your life where you have been through a period of darkness or a period of quietness, stillness, contemplation, reflection, where it's starting to emerge from your own life experience, this new life, this new spiritual consciousness as well, this new ability to perceive life and what life means for you. I want to see where this guide is taking you because I'm very curious. This is a card from the Mindscapes tarot. So let's see what's going on here. And this is the Great Work. So yes, this is not necessarily a place or a physical, environment necessarily. This is more of a destination, showing you that the joy is in the journey, that you have a great purpose from what you've been learning, the ways that you've been understanding and perceiving the world, the somewhat mystical experiences a lot of you have been having. I feel like this is my pile where you maybe experiment, or you have some kind of curiosity that leads you to be drawn to the more spiritual nature of life. You may go on certain retreats or travel quite a bit to specifically have like a spiritual sabbatical or something. There's something about this where a lot of you are extremely connected to nature, to the point of like being able to perceive certain spiritual frequencies that are embedded within certain areas in the earth, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's this idea that, sorry, there's like quite a bit of information coming through, so I'm trying to figure it out. That because you've attuned yourself to the moon and figured out how to work with these lunar energies through your embodied, like through the blood within your own body, there's something that's being like manifested through you and through, like from spirit through you as well. Whew. So yeah, working with like the stars, the night sky as well is going to be really helpful, because even on this card, like the zodiac association is the north node of the moon. So yeah, okay, let's move on a little bit. This card is from the deck that I've created, which is titled Apocalyptic Theater. I'll have all the information below on that, as it is a tarot study as well as a deck. But anyway, this card is representing how these guides see you, and they see you as the Sacrificium card. So the Sacrificium card means sacrifice. It has sparrows all over, and again, there's lilies. So lilies may be an important symbol for you in terms of a plant guide. And these are two different kinds of lilies, so, you know, it could just be lilies in general. But the sacrifice or the sacrificium archetype is someone who deeply and genuinely knows themselves and what work they've come to do, as there's these tools in their hands. There's something that they've laid down or given over. And I feel like in your case, this is certain time periods in your life where you do know that you need to rest or sacrifice that productivity in order to gain energy and momentum in a spiritual sense, or in, and I guess that would turn into creativity as well for you. And so, because these sparrows represent a story from the Gospel of Thomas, these are actually supposed to be sparrows that, like, the child Jesus made from mud. So there's something where maybe you've sacrificed and taken time out to pursue a creative practice that's really starting to benefit and pay off for you in terms of, like, spiritual understanding of, you know, what life is supposed to be for you on earth. There's something about, like, getting down with nature that's, like, really important for you, and, like, learning through materials around you as well, being able to respect and care for them too, especially since you have two guides that are omnivorous. Yeah, they're not specifically, you know, they're more opportunistic rather than being, like, specifically, like, predatory animals, and they're both also not prey animals as well, so you can hold your ground and really defend who you know you are and what your journey is supposed to be. I feel like a lot of you may actually also be gardeners or have a lot of plants around you or care for a lot of plants or animals as well. So yeah, they basically see you as somebody who has basically laid down your life for the pursuit of, like, sharing and giving to others in life. Finally, this is an activation that these guides wanted to bring through for you today, from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. And this is card 30, Integration. So, interesting. I feel that for a lot of you, a good portion of your life may have been more focused on what somebody might consider the masculine aspects of life. You may have had time periods in your life where you were presenting yourself in a more masculine aesthetic as well, as we've been socially conditioned to express masculinity. And you may have, like, you know, adopted all those traits of, like, emotional coldness, you know, not being able to express your kind of flamboyancy in a way, suppressing some of these, like, deeper, more sensual, caring aspects of yourself. And so I feel that this is why, like, the Empress card specifically came out. There's this, you know, association with, like, traditional forms and conditioned forms of femininity that are actually starting to be integrated into your realm and allowing you to really understand and respect the kind of dualistic and combined nature of yourself, especially this card being 12, because this encompasses, like, a fullness, a completeness of self. And integration also represents, you know, reaching completion or reaching a wholeness. So it says the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Yeah, and I do just feel like you're allowing for things to come and, you know, impact you in ways that you don't have to really control what it means or why it showed up in your life. And you're really starting to understand and not have to, you know, manipulate every different area of your life or every experience in your life as well. So this is a really beautiful reading, pile 3. Thank you so much for allowing me to translate these messages to you. I'm sending you so much love. Please do like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in another video. Bye, my friend. Hi Pile 4. If you selected this Dragonstone, this is your pile. I will warn you, I don't know what happened between Pile 4 and Pile 6. I actually just filmed Pile 6 because I thought it was your pile. So there might be some confusion between the two, but we shall see. But I will be, yes, definitely calling you Pile 4 because you are Pile 4. So anyway, we're going to start. So this is your card that's going to represent your main animal guide. This is from the Oriens Animal Tarot. And we're going to see what came through. So you got the Judgment card. And this is the cicada, I believe. So, interesting. Pile 4, especially with the Dragonstone here as well. You have a really powerful spirit. And I do feel that you've been going through a lot of, since this is card 20, it's like having like 20/20 vision, or like hindsight is 20/20. That's like the phrase that's coming with that card. So this may actually be looking back over, the pandemic time, actually looking into 2020 and what that year did for you. But for others of you, this is just really recounting and recollecting upon what you've gone through in your life and how it's affected you in deep and profound ways, Pile 4. As well as I feel that there's a lot of you that are seeking answers through different spiritual traditions, trying to figure out what lessons that you can take away from these certain symbols and synchronicities that you've experienced in certain challenges or certain experiences that you've had. I don't know why I said dirt, but it may be that you're like dishing some dirt on somebody in your own mind and trying to figure out where that came from as well. I don't know why that came through, but this card here that I'm about to lay down is from the Flowers from the Dead Oracle. This is going to describe a secondary guide that you may be working with right now as well. Or these two may be working together or maybe in place of each other. So you have the hummingbird, and that says unique and distinctive. So yes, this energy is a little bit more difficult to read than the other piles, Pile 4, and it's because I do feel that this energy is really specific, and it's going to be extremely tailored to whatever your individual situation is. So for some of you, this is going to be a really, intense, volatile time that you're going over, and for others of you, this is a much more subtle or nuanced time period in your life where certain things happened that were not necessarily like life-changing, but in the grand scheme of things, yeah, they were life-changing. It just didn't feel like, a one and done moment for a lot of you. So this feels like a time that maybe went by pretty quickly in your life when you're looking back, like in retrospect, but it felt like its effects were long-lasting. And so yeah, these guides want to really help you to see kind of like what the purpose was of this situation. So I feel like I need a little bit more insight. So we're going to look at where these guides are taking you, what place in your life these guides are bringing you towards. And this is from the Mindscapes Tarot. And we got the Death card. So Judgment and Death both being on the table together is a very intense energy. Yeah, it's just transformative in general. There's something about this situation where if they're leading you towards death, there's again, an understanding of the past. I feel like it's just repeating itself, and I don't know if I'm like not going deep enough with it, but it just feels like it's kind of, right there. Like there's something where this unique, distinctive experience or energy in your past is really being understood and expressed through maybe it's related to a spiritual upgrade that you're going through within your current reality in the present moment. So with this Scorpio energy, I do feel like this is talking about your ability to make something out of nothing, or pull from your past experiences in order to rise again. Like the Scorpio energy shows us. There's something about your own perseverance here that's highlighted as well, because this may take quite a bit of energy from you to actually be able to set aside the time to go through and journey. For some of you, you've never done this before, and so you don't really know what's being asked of you, but I would recommend finding some kind of guide in terms of like a meditation guide, and look into like a longer meditation. You're going to want to do like a meditation that's maybe upwards of half an hour, 45 minutes at least, to really dive deep into this energy and journey through what you truly need. For some of you that are more experienced meditators, this is definitely going to be assisted by some kind of like sound healing or energy work as well, or like shamanic drumming type of a thing. But yeah, I definitely feel like these guides are maybe higher spiritual guides for you that help you to see through the illusions, see through the veil, and connect deeper with like higher spiritual beings as well. So yeah, that's where they're wanting to lead you right now. That place is a place of journey, going through the underworld in a way, traveling through astral travel as well, and maybe even Akashic records to unearth some of these truths that are in your life, because the Judgment card can be about awakening as well. So this card here is from the deck that I've created titled Apocalyptic Theater, and this is going to represent how these guides view you in this moment. And they see you as Magus, the magician. So in this deck, since it is based on the Jesus story, these are the wise men or the astrologers that follow the star to find Jesus after the birth, and they carry blessings and gifts. And so, especially with the camel here, this may be another animal guide for you. But the camel, shows that resilience and that ability to protect something that's sacred within ourselves and carry ourselves through desolate experiences on little to no like sustenance or support. And so there's something here where these guides are really seeing your tenacity, perseverance, ability to, once you've fixed your focus on something, really get to the heart of it and deliver what you've needed to deliver. And so there's something that you may be hiding or storing away, and these guides really want to show you that this is a very important gift, a very important message that you need to deliver. Something that once you go deep and understand where your conscious awareness is driving you based on those subconscious impulses, you're going to end up exactly where you need to be, in terms of providing people or places with the energy, with the support that they need, or with the information that they need to carry forward. So it's going to be different for each of you. Finally, this is an activation that these guides wanted to bring through for you from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. So take a good look at the image on the card, because this is going to give you an idea of what this activation means for you. And this is the card of transition. So transition says, the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. A lot of you, I feel, are really craving answers right now. You may have wanted a bit more of a concrete reading or outcome to the reading today, but I feel that these guides specifically came through for you, Pile 4, to show how much deep transformation that you're actually going through, and that you're actually in the thick of it in a way. A lot of you are like journeying through the dark night, but there's something about your faith, your hope, your directed energy that's really going to carry you through in a way that is super, super profound, and it's going to give you everything you ever needed and every answer you could ever ask for. But yeah, just know that you're in this transition. Allow yourself to be a part of this transition and don't fight it, because it's a really, really important one. It's opening you up to, whatever you experience as this scorpionic 8th house type energy in your life. So that's all I'm seeing for you, pile 4. I want to thank you so much. I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and look for any of my information down in the description below. Otherwise, I will see you in another video, and bye, my friend. Hello, pile 5. If you selected this labradorite, this is your animal guide reading. So I'm gonna set this up here, and we're gonna get a look at your cards. So this is from the Oriens Animal Tarot, and this is going to set the scene for what your main guide may be, what type of animal they are. And we have the Temperance card with the crab. So this may be any number of like crustacean type animal. Take it how it resonates. Or a fish as well. When I was shuffling for your pile, I knew very distinctly that this was more like sea creature, water-based animal. That really was at the forefront of your guidance and who you're connected to. For some of you, the octopus may be important for some reason. But yeah, there's this energy of mystery, but also groundedness. Usually I wouldn't get that energy with a water-based animal, but I do really feel like you're needing to ground yourself in order to pull yourself forward creatively. So a lot of you are my creatives. And you're trying to maybe figure out what you want to say with your creative gifts, or how you want to say what you want to say. And this, fiery impulse is being grounded through the emotional self. And so in order to get in touch with what needs to be communicated, I feel that there's an opening of the emotions that needs to happen. And this is something that I feel is only going to happen with solitude, with the ability to take time out and, calm the mind, calm the body, and understand how they're connecting and meeting and what they're saying to each other. So this second card is from the Flowers from the Dead Oracle. This is going to describe a potential guide that's working with this guide. A supplement, and we don't even have an animal for this, which is interesting because there's 5 or 6 human-based cards in this deck. So I really am feeling like they're emphasizing that you're working with some kind of watery creature, maybe the crab or not. You also may be a Cancer as well, but withdrawn and secretive is the term that's there with a wishbone. So yeah, again, there's something that for some of you, it's maybe not even a literal creative thing. It may be something that is like related to a relationship in specific for you. But there's something about, again, needing to withdraw. So I definitely feel like that energy was important. And maybe that's why the crab showed up rather than a fish, because it does have that shell. It has that ability to, close itself up and protect itself. And so I feel like if you are a creative person and you're working on something, this may be a confirmation or a sign that you need to maybe not tell everyone about what this creative thing is or how you want to manifest this creative project or this relationship into the world, and really taking time to work through whatever this may be on your own and understand what the emotions of the situation are telling you. So this card is from the Mindscapes Tarot. This is describing the place that this guide is taking you towards, where they're drawing you in, and where they're leading you to. So, you got the title card. So many interesting energies with this group. And it feels like your energy is tired almost, pile 5. Maybe it's just because you're my final pile that I'm filming, but no, I do, like, even when I was channeling the cards for you, there's something about your energy just needing to be given a rest. And I feel like Temperance, for me personally, is always a card that reminds me to take time out. So I'm going to shuffle on camera here just to get your actual place where they're leading you. Just one card, please, Spirit, for pile 5. And we got the Sun. It did show its face reversed, but I'm going to take it upright. And the bottom of the deck is the Hermit. So for me, both of these cards relate to solar energy. I associate the Hermit with Leo energy. So yeah, there's something about needing to find the true and pure essence of the self that's unobstructed. The Sun also rules the 5th house, which is our creative pursuits, endeavors of, joyfulness, childlike exploration, things like that. So you're being asked by this guide to, go in within yourself and find that light that is from within, find that joy, find that place of unobstructed creative potential. And I feel that there is something new that's wanting to come from you. So if you're an artist or you're a creative, maybe working in a medium that you don't usually work with would be really beneficial for you, and actually allow more of this to come forward, as well as maybe looking at where the Sun in your astrological chart is. What your sun sign may be may give you an indication as to how that's going to manifest, especially what house it's in, where you may want to adopt traits of that house. So for example, my Sun is in the 2nd house. So for me, doing things that fulfill me in a career sense really allows me to shine my light in a way that's a bit more practical for my life and makes me feel connected with my self-worth and things like that. So that's just an example, but yeah, there's something where you're wanting to take time out to really get this clear in your life. So, and this guide is helping you to do that. So this card is going to be from the deck that I created, Apocalyptic Theater, and this is describing how these guides are seeing you. I'm sorry if you're hearing those little sneezes. My rabbit is sneezing over here, so I don't know if he's just confirming what's going on or what, but we have the Knight of Fire. So for being such a watery guide, this guide definitely does want to work with you in a very fiery capacity. They want to see you to really develop a lot more energy in your life, and maybe that's why I was picking up on the fact that you feel very tired. This guide wants to give you the ability to use your energy in more effective ways for you, and I think that's what the Knight of Fire is talking about, because the Knight of Fire in this deck talks about our ability to dare in the Suit of Fire, and what that means is our ability to dare to believe in something. And I feel like a lot of you, this is building confidence again with that Sun energy again, going within. And it's interesting that this withdrawn and secretive energy and this Temperance energy are really holding this group down and showing you that in order to go after what you want, you need to find that light from within, with the light bulb being there. So in order to expand it, in order to give it outwards, and it's almost like their little crab claws here again. So in order to do that, you need to be able to be like the crab, go into the shell, protect yourself, guard your heart as well, and find what that heart is trying to express in the world. So finally, we have this card from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. This is describing an activation that this guide wanted to bring to you today, and this activation is, important with the image, so take a moment to just take that in. And this card is Soul Time. So it says, the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that, while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. And I think if you're worried about when, like maybe you feel the pressures of society to, make make money doing what you're doing, or, you know, if you're an artist who posts content, maybe like you're feeling the pressure to, you know, get things out there in a certain amount of time, or be just prompt about how often you're doing it. And maybe that's what's burning you out, though. I feel like you have quite a bit of fire energy, but it's like you need to stoke the fire right now, but within, in order to be able to give from that place of, you know, strong, slow burn. And so the soul time is showing that I feel that this is characterizing a time in your life right now where you're taking the time out in order to gain momentum, and to heal. Because like I said earlier, the Temperance card is indicating that you need to take that time away, to slow down, to find that stillness, and then you'll be able to get from there. So I think that was pretty clear, Pile 5. Thank you so much for allowing me to hold you in this space. Thank you for bringing yourself into the space and holding yourself there. I want to send so many blessings, so much love your way. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Comment as well. And all my information is in the description below, and I will see you in another video, my friend. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. I'm just smoke cleansing a little bit with this cedar, just to set the space and bring in some protection and support for you. So if you selected this petrified wood bear, this is your reading, and we're going to get started. So right away, if you do feel connected to bears in any form, this could even be a koala bear, even though they're not technically bears. I don't know why that came through, but there's something about this strong animal that I feel like you're really connected to. You may be connected to like slower animals in general as well. I'm feeling like you are the type of people who, the people who chose group 4, you're the type who likes to take your time and not, you know, jump right into things, especially at this point in your life. I feel like this may not be an overarching, you know, character trait, because we are always changing, flowing, moving, transforming, but there's something about you where right now you're really looking for something that's a bit more grounded. We've got, from the Oriens Animal Tarot, the 6 of Wands as your starting card with the Peacock. So it's interesting because the Peacock, I feel, is an energy that I wouldn't necessarily right off the bat describe as a slower or more patient energy, but thinking about how this animal's symbolism manifests, I do feel that it does require a bit of our focused attention for whatever situation we're in. The 6 of Wands, I feel recently, I've just understood it in a more deep way to mean our beliefs as they fruit, as they blossom, following some kind of trial or strife. So there's something in your life where you've had to overcome quite a few challenges recently, Pile 4. And your guides want to congratulate you by bringing in this peacock energy. And this can be, you know, any type of bird, especially birds of paradise. But the specific symbolism of the peacock shows that there is these eyes, this watchfulness that is over you, that's grounding you, that's protecting you, that's leading you towards where your passions need to take you in life, showing you that your passion can be used as a gift or as a guide rather than something that can lead you astray. So some of you may feel quite uncomfortable with that idea of passion or following your passion because there's some time in your life where you felt that your desires maybe weren't aligned with what truly felt right for you in the long term. And so what this guide is wanting to show you is that you can let go of that challenge, let go of that difficulty, and allow for the medicine of a victory to come through, or maybe not even a victory if we're gonna, you know, talk about it in such a dominating kind of perspective. But it's more of like that release, this ability to find safety, serenity, peace, or celebration even within a really trying or difficult time, and recognizing that you're on the brink of being out of this situation. And you're able to choose what's important for you to fight for in the future. Let's look at 2 potential guides that are supporting this guide, or are maybe supplement to this guide for you from the Flowers from the Dead Oracle. So we have the vulture and the alligator. Fierce energy for you, pile 4. This is talking about guides that want you to really gain every bit of nourishment, information, lesson, growth, upbringing in a way from these really challenging and difficult experiences that you've gone through in your life. The vulture says adaptable, opportunistic. It shows that you have the powerful ability to cleanse, transform, and even provide a beautiful service to those around you based on what you've gone through. The alligator says emotion and healing. Just mimics and mirrors everything I was saying about this 6 of Wands showing up. That there's actually the ability for you to celebrate right now. You're able to really enter into this period of healing, which is not going to be easy. You know, healing is never straightforward. It's never something that is completely and entirely comfortable. But the thing about healing is that it's a lot more comfortable than being in the struggle, right? And so the alligator shows, again, this patience, this kind of watchfulness that these guides are wanting you to bring in. And there's something about the eyes that are highlighted in each one of these guides. So using this sight or this spiritual vision, you're able to really bring yourself into a place of clarity, into a place of provision and understanding where you want to be. So a lot of you are really going to need to make goal lists or devise some kind of outline of where you'd like to head in the future. Sometimes Spirit doesn't want us to, make plans because Spirit has its own plans for us. But I feel the Spirit really wants to actually ask you, well, what do you want? Since you've done so much for us in terms of transmuting energy, in terms of going through struggles and battles and fighting the good fight, where do you want to see yourself come out on the other side of that battle? So truly beautiful energy, pile 4. So let's get an indication of where this guide is leading you in your life with the Mindscapes Tarot. And we have the Wheel of Fortune with the spider in the center. So almost every single aspect of your reading has had a different animal associated with it. So you have plenty of guides to choose from to tap into this energy, pile 4. The spider guide here is connected to, I believe that would be Saturn. Yes, I may be mistaken. No, I think it's actually Jupiter. Sorry, I always get their symbols mixed up. But yeah, that's definitely Jupiter. Sorry. But this expansive energy, and that does really align much more with this reading as a whole. But yeah, Jupiter, either way, Jupiter and Saturn both want us to really earn whatever blessings or rewards that we're gifted from either one of them, these planetary bodies or these planetary energies. And I feel that there's a lot where you may have felt trapped by this web. You may have felt like really indentured, like an indentured servitude in a way, like to the cycles of life, to the grind of life in a way. But the Wheel of Fortune shows that there is a blessing to come your way because of this toil that you've experienced. This may be, sorry, pile 4, reaping the rewards of work that not even you did, but like people in your lineage have done. So there's something about, being able to really understand why the people who raised you into this life, why they presented you with the information that they did, why they raised you to be brought towards the beliefs that you were brought towards, even if they were beliefs that you completely have changed, transmuted, fought against. Maybe that's what was the fight. you're still going to understand and have appreciation for why those things happened and what they were serving in your spiritual purpose in life. So this is a deep entrance into healing for you, and allowing you to see that you are worthy of this celebration of life. So this card, which is from the deck that I created, Apocalyptic Theater, is going to describe how these guides see you. And we have the Royal of Water. So pile 4. Actually, I don't know why, I just realized I'm pretty sure this was actually pile 6. Okay, well, I'm gonna put you in here as pile 6. This is so strange. I don't know why I just messed you up with pile 4, but pile 6, I'm so sorry. The Royal of Water is here to show how your guides see you. And I think that I had this revelation at this moment to almost show you that you thought that you were someone else, which is so weird. I don't know what happened there, but it's showing you that you're actually able to recognize who you are because of where you came from. A lot of this really has to do with your roots, with your lineage, with your ancestry. Some of you may even be like taking a DNA test, or you took a DNA test and you realized like something about where you came from or your history, or you've just been researching your ancestry. And this Royal of Water, I feel, is reflecting your emotional healing that's happening right now, your ability to be mature about how you feel and how you have felt, and recognize that it's something that you can live through and doesn't live on top of you or take over that experience. I hope that that made sense. You're able to follow your heart and listen to the calling of your soul at this point now. And I think that these guides, these animal guides who have been with you, are really excited to watch your human experience as you learn how to understand, interpret, and overcome so many challenges. I think that something that we forget is that animals, while they have struggles and journeys, they learn in a different way than we do. Like, their bodies will adapt and change, and while our bodies do the same thing, there's something about when they learn a lesson, it's quicker because of the way that we cognitively process. We will, like, as humans, a lot of humans will like repeat the same challenges of their mistakes over and over. And so there's something here about where you're able to not have to do that, and that's maybe why you're connected to so many animal guides, is that you may feel more comfortable almost like being like an animal. And so these guides really want to show you that you're still like part of their family as well, and that they see you in that way as this, you know, purely intuitive, emotional being. And so they want you to be able to take care of yourself in the way that, you know, people do care for animals, by providing yourself with what you need and seeing yourself as overcoming and worthy of celebrating these challenges. So finally, here is an activation that they wanted to bring forward to you from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. And this is the card 14, Communication. So I'm going to show you this image because that's a big part of the activation, the colors and the shapes. And this says, the frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. So, yeah, this definitely relates to this card because there's this compass within this heart here, and then this is talking about using your heart as almost a mediator between, you know, these impulses in your life. And so these guides really want to say that they can communicate with you, and they're trying to communicate with you on many levels. So look out for the signs and symbols and synchronicities that relate to these different animal guides. They're trying to show you where you're growing emotionally and where you're healing and where you have these opportunities to, you know, change your perspective on things and allow yourself to step into a greater experience of transformation. So that's all I'm getting for you, pile 6, actually. I'm so sorry. I'm going to put a little note somewhere in the description to share about that confusion. But yeah, that is all I'm seeing for you. I am sending you so many blessings, so much love. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And all of my information will be in the description as always. And I will see you in another video, my friend. Bye.